Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Daryl Smith Jr., and across the internet from me is...
I am Rody John, and across the interwebs from me is...
Amy! On today's show, we talk to the wonderful women of the Arlington Musical Memory Singers, who love to sing for people with different brain disorders, dementia, what have you. Really wholesome content. And...
we also talked to Paul Lovato from Jambo's about the history of Jambo's, the building they're in that leads back almost 100 years, and giving back to the first responders.
All right, so what have y'all been up to this week?
Well, Rody and I have spent quite a bit of time together. We have eaten at several local establishments. One was Lotus Cafe.
Very good.
Very good. I had pho. What was it that you ordered?
Basically broccoli, chicken, and rice.
It was good. And the coolest thing is you call in your order and you go to pick it up, and it's like a doggy door that the owner made out of his front door.
Oh,
so
awesome.
It's zero contact pickup.
That's
right?
cool.
Right.
That's really
so,
cool.
You come and he's like, "What did you order?" And you're like, "I'm Amy." And then he puts your order.
He says, "Oh, from the podcast."
Right, exactly. Food is delicious. There was a big fat pigeon one time. Didn't see him this time. But yeah, it's great. Really good in Arlington, right next to Brahms, on Green Oaks, near Little Road.
Yeah.
Besides that, we had some Mama's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
You guys had Texas Tie, right?
Right.
Because we watched The Karate Kid.
Yes.
Yes.
We watched The Karate Kid Rody watched it for the first time.
The original Karate Kid I had never seen. The remake I had seen.
You'd seen the Jaden Smith one, but not the Ralph Macchio one?
Yes.
What did you think? Which one's better?
I mean...
oh my goodness, this is not even a contest.
No, it's not Jaden Smith. It was a nice movie. It was full of plot holes.
That's good.
Okay, there's a bit of nostalgia.
Yes.
Involved in watching a movie when you're young, and identifying with Ralph Macchio, right? As the kid who gets bullied and then learns karate. I have honestly never seen the Jaden Smith one, but I imagine it's exactly the same, but for a newer generation who may feel that type of nostalgia.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree with that. All right, I won't get so down on the Jaden Smith one. I don't want to be the old jaded man who's like, bah, nothing new is good. So that's fair.
Right.
Good for you for recognizing.
But we had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
A good socially distant time.
Yeah.
Right, and we ate Thai Texas. What did you guys get?
We ate Chili's. We had a gift card.
Okay, fair.
Not an Arlington establishment, but, it's whatever.
It's an American establishment.
I didn't really do anything myself. I mostly ate at home. That was it.
Oh.
I did school. I'm at TCC. I'm TCCing.
There you go.
I'm a Toro. I think that's what they're called.
Is that do they have a mascot now?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Good for them, right?
Good for them.
A real college now.
I can start buying merch.
You can.
Yeah.
It's got a bowl on it.
Yeah. Oh, even better.
www.tcc.com.
It's www.tccd.edu. Because if you go to tcc.com, I don't know where it's going to take you.
All right.
I'm not putting it in.
Advice. Buy your Toro gear.
Boom. Gift shop. I attempted an interview with Grounds and Gold. However, it did not record, so we're going to have to read that. But
that's unfortunate.
Yes, the 28th, which is next Monday, is their grand opening. They're going to be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So everyone swing by. It's an amazing place, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for those guys. I was also at Legal quite a bit, working on a little project with them. Once I can actually divulge what we're actually doing, I will let everyone else know as well. We have a short term and a long term, so
it's a secret, and it's gonna be bomb, y'all. If you're a fan of this show and you're a fan of Legal Draft, this is yours. This is it. This is the big time.
We're in the big times, people.
Right.
Yes. And I also swung by Inclusion Coffee. I was getting my coffee fix on this week.
You really were.
were.
All over the Arlington area too, not just up here in my neck of the woods, but in your neck of the woods too.
So
Go ahead.
Brody, what do you order when you go to one of these, like kind of not a Starbucks coffee house? What do you order?
I normally stick with my double dirty chai latte because I like shots of espresso and I like chai, so they work out.
Okay.
Unless
so
they have
it's a chai latte with espresso in it?
Yeah, so double dirty is 2 shots. Regular,
Wow.
1 shot.
All the caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
Is what he's saying.
I've never had that.
Unless they have like a signature drink, and then I'll try whatever that is. Like at Grounds and Gold, they have the Micah's Mocha, which is basically an almond joy, and it's very delicious.
Oh, that's
an almond joy in liquid form. Okay.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
And sometimes you feel like drinking it.
And sometimes you don't. But Inclusion had a apple chai, which I thought was delicious. But,
you tried that too?
Yeah,
Did you just order like 9 drinks?
Yeah, he went up there and was like, I'll take it all, please.
Yeah. The left side of the menu, all of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting local business, and all of our listeners, you should too.
So we are here with the musical memory singers of Arlington. We're here with Kay Reynolds, Karen Robbins, and Kathy Draves. How are you guys doing?
Excellent.
Good. Doing great. Good.
Great. So glad you're here.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
I guess the first question is, how did the group start? Like, what inspired it? Who started it? Like, what's the story behind it?
I probably can start because I was actually at the very first organizational meeting.
Okay.
And I give credit where credit is due because Elva Roy, who is the lead ambassadors for a group called Ambassadors for Aging Well here in Arlington, was the person who was kind of the nexus of the idea. There is a group in Minneapolis, Minnesota called Giving Voice Chorus, which is where the idea came from. And Elva just kind of looked at it and went, we need this in our area. And by this, I mean that it is a place for people who are still at home with a caregiver that have some kind of neurocognitive decline issue. So it could be Alzheimer's, it could be dementia. We've had different people. We've had a lady who had multiple brain surgeries. So whatever, as long as that, and so we know that is something that is a need because those people who are still in their home, if somebody like that is in a facility, this kind of programming is set for them. But our other the people that we serve are not. So July 2017, the first meeting, and there were probably 6 or 8 of us, and I think all of them, except one, are still involved.
That's great.
And in 2.5 months, we put together a board. We put together a set of bylaws. We applied for and received nonprofit status. We found musical directors, we found a pianist, we found, and I give a shout out to Pantego Lions Club because they, from the very get-go, have been our saviors in that they donate their space to us every Thursday. Wow. And we literally have since October, and then our first meeting was October 5th, 2017. And we have been together every single Thursday morning, except we don't meet on Thanksgiving, and we don't meet the last 2 Thursdays in December between Christmas and but other than that, we have had some sort of meeting until March when we had 3 weeks off, and then we just couldn't stand it anymore. And then that's where we've been on the whole journey of how does this look on Zoom and what do you need to do and that sort of thing. So that's basically, and what we know is the brain is such an interesting thing in that we have folks that may not remember our name from week to week, but when we turn on the music, that is stored in a different part of the brain that's not affected, and so they know all the words and all the songs, and they can harmonize, and it is a beauty to watch.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
And there's a connection to it where they remember when they were younger and happy, and it brings that feeling of happiness. And
I think we refer to it as our Thursday joy.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for sure.
So your organization works in Arlington and DFW. Have you found the city of Arlington and its residents responsive and appreciative of what you guys do?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm going to say before we went totally online and in Zoom, we had between 50 and 60 people who showed up very regularly on
awesome.
Thursdays.
Right.
And that, our first meeting, we're like, is anybody going to come?
Right.
And so to have 50 or 60 people show up very regularly, and now we probably have 20, 25.
30. I think it's last week was 32, I think.
Was it?
And I
Okay.
think it's pretty regularly 32. Now, the thing is that what we've found is that we're not just serving those people that Kay has talked about. We're also serving our volunteers, which it's like they don't want to stop doing it either, and they enjoy it as much. And those 50 to 60 people, maybe 15 to 20 of them were the ones that were affected.
Actually diagnosed.
Diagnosed.
Right, the rest are
and
family
the
members
rest are
and
family
caregivers.
members, or even people that are just coming in because they know about it and they want to sing
Yeah.
weekly.
So tell us what.
And it's that social determinant of health. When you're socially isolated, and this is before COVID,
Right.
then
Yeah.
this gave them some place to go every Thursday morning.
Yeah, so tell us what this looks like. So you every Thursday you have this space at the Lions Club, and people bring their loved ones, their caregivers, and you guys all sing together, or there's a...
In our face-to-face, every Thursday, we would start half an hour early, and it would be a social time. And then on the hour, I would sing a song that would gather everyone back together, and then we have a PowerPoint presentation that shows all the words. Our pianist has music for all the music. We actually do this legally. We pay ASCAP licensing for this.
Great.
So we're actually on board with that. And then we just sing songs from in different eras. We can go all the way back to the early 1900s and then even up to the 1960 and 70, depending on what their interest is. We sing for about a half an hour, and then and they all join in and sing, and then we do a little stretch time to get them out of their seats, and just a little fun little stretch activity, and then we start singing again. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
it means it does as much for me as it does for anyone that's there. I love it.
And that's what's great about volunteer work. It really, there's a ripple effect,
Yeah.
where it's not just affecting the people you're serving, but yourself,
Yeah.
everybody.
Right.
And I think we've adapted and overcome and learned as we've gone on, because we first took on the model of the Giving Voice Choir, where they actually take sheet music and teach their choir sheet music, and we were not feeling that it was really going well with our group, so we started picking songs that we knew they knew from when they were younger, and we put up the PowerPoint, and immediately that clicked.
Yeah.
And
When
it
we put the octavos out, it was almost overwhelming for the people that we were there to serve.
Well, and we had, at that point in time, we also had a board member who was diagnosed early stage. And you would have never known if somebody didn't tell you that.
Right.
And he was very musical and had been in barbershop quartets and so on and so forth. So it was his feedback that led us down the road that we went to not be performance-based.
Right.
Okay.
So what songs do you guys find are most impactful for these people? And then what are some of y'all's favorites?
Okay, so the ones that I've discovered that are most impactful, I think one of the things that we realize is that in doing this, it's good to have some consistency.
Right.
And so we always open up with
Oh, what a beautiful
Oh, what a beautiful. I'm sorry, I know what we
She went blank.
Always open up with Oh, what a beautiful morning. So it's consistent. They know what we're going to sing right then.
Right.
And then we've discovered that one of our board members was a professor at the UTA, and she brought in her students. What course was it?
She was teaching in adulthood and aging. She was a psychology professor.
Right, and she brought in her students as volunteers to get some extra credit. And then one of those students has stuck with us, and he
great.
plays guitar, and he liked John Denver's Country Roads. So
yeah. Okay.
we sing that every time as well. And then we find that, they love the songs from the musicals. They love those songs. And then we always end with Happy Trails, because we want to see them again. And what I like to do with each song is do a little bit of research on it, finding some little quirky information about it, and give them some information, and a lot of times things that will make them kind of giggle and make them laugh. Like the song that was on Fly Me to the Moon, and it was also on, what show was I talking about? The Jackie Gleason show.
Right.
And it was one of the wives that said, I thought about this song, and every time when I get on the bus and you said, "Hey, lady, give me a quarter," that's how I know that's how I knew I loved you. Something about that. Yeah. So, just little pieces of information that'll make them kind of tie into it. Connections.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and one thing I gotta give Kathy and Paul, our pianist, credit for. We're doing the Zooms now, and I really get the full-on view. The dynamics between them, it's like magical. They both are very. Kathy does things that people would look at me and like, what are you talking about? Kathy's very dynamic and lively, and she really brings the best out of the group, gets them, paying attention. And Paul has a lot of things that he throws into the song. So the two of them, it's just really magical to sit there and watch them.
Yeah, so. I have to give kudos to Paul because he's just an incredible musician, but he's also got the best sense of humor that is one of those, underlying, you're not quite sure if that was funny or not, but he demonstrates it on the piano.
Wow.
He does it through his musicality. Yeah.
That's cool. So you kind of touched on it a little bit. How has the mission changed, or how has it changed since COVID has kind of come in? I mean, you talked about the Zoom, but like what's different, I guess, between that and the face-to-face?
Well, it was crazy at first because we decided we didn't want to stop doing this. Mm-hmm. But how are we going to do it? So I started in my bedroom with my guitar, and It was really, really hard. It was bad. It's like my daughter was there moving the PowerPoints for me, and I'm trying to sing, and I have no microphone, and it was a strain. And so we went to decided we would try to get some help with it, and decided we would take it to the Lions Club, and just a few of us be there together. And then Kay's son is an amazing...
he works for a company called Epicenter Productions, one of the few companies in the area that in that business that is still in business.
Right.
And so we have paid them weekly, and he has taught us. We have an 8-foot table full of equipment that we have purchased, and that we have... The three of us now know how to set it up, and we set it up every week, and we break it down every week, and
it's even more than what you guys have
Yeah,
here.
this is very basic.
It's pretty complicated.
This is,
with the camera, and I have a little Madonna microphone.
We mic all of the music through a mixer,
right?
And we have 2 cameras because we have a camera on them, and then we have a camera that's on the pianist's hands, so that if he's doing an instrumental, we just see his hands, and you've got the cool little black magic box that fades you from one to the next, and
then we have the PowerPoints running, so it's a Zoom meeting, so it's a shared screen with the PowerPoints running, and then we can see all the faces, and it's
so I'm sure you guys didn't picture a year ago that you'd be learning all of this equipment and all this stuff. Wow.
Steep learning curve, but we're there now. The one thing, and the reason why we are very grateful that North Texas Giving Day will come up next week and that sort of thing, because we need to continue to pay my son to come, not because we can't set it up and break it down. We can do that. It's that when something's not, something goes wrong.
Like the camera gets too hot, you got to go put it in the ice machine.
Oh my goodness!
It's just because
he knows these things.
That's right. He's the business, and he's just like cool under pressure, and we're all kind of going behind the scenes. Nobody on the Zoom meeting knows
because
this is
I'm just going ahead and maybe they can't even hear me.
But we've had some internet connectivity.
Being a live production, it's not
right.
It's rare that something doesn't go a little awry. But he's there.
Internet connectivity sometimes gets dicey, and you drop in and you drop out, and it's so it's like I said.
But the show must go on.
That's
right. That's very true.
And you're learning new things, so that's
and we still get extremely positive feedback from all of our folks that are regulars. They're just like, keep doing this. This is wonderful. Yeah. We look forward to it every Thursday morning, and that sort of thing. So,
It's so good.
So I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but could you provide us with a sample tune, maybe? I don't know.
Just a short one.
Just,
you do not have to do this.
Hang on. Let me think of something I could just sing.
They can sing. Here's the beautiful thing about this. You can come and you don't have to be able to sing.
Right.
I mean, it's not that I can't sing, but I wouldn't put me on the microphone kind of thing. But I mean, and we actually had a man who was a volunteer for us, and when he first came, he came to serve, but he never would sing. And it was really funny, and we had several people who were like, well, I don't know if he should really be helping us if he doesn't sing. And I was like, maybe he was brought here to give him his voice back.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you look over and his mouth is moving. I guarantee you there was sound coming out.
Yeah. And I mean, I think someplace in his life somebody had made fun of him or whatever, and he just, and it was really, but it's kind of like you can't resist.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Once you get there, you just.
How about there's
like
a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. Something is as high as an elephant on the corn.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. You all know this one.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Oh, beautiful.
No key changes.
What a beautiful day. Da, 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 da.
Oh, absolutely amazing.
Hey.
That's what we love to open up with every time, even if it's raining.
Yeah. From Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was fun. Thank you
With
for doing
permission,
that.
by the way.
Yes. So, if Arlingtonites want to follow your great work or volunteer for your organization or donate to the cause, where can they do that at?
Well, we have a Facebook page where we put updates on. So there's links there that tells about the group. It also takes you to North Texas Giving Day, which is happening between now and Thursday. It's the great time to donate. We also have a website as well, which is www.musicalmemorysingers.org.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Great. That was wonderful. I think it's wonderful what you guys do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have one more question, and it is the most important. No, it's not the most important question. We have a segment on the show called the Tournament of Toppings. We are trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. What is your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I have two.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, Prespas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Their house pizza is the best. It has artichokes and some dried tomatoes, and it's vegetarian.
Okay.
It's fabulous.
Didn't we order that when we were there?
We didn't.
They
We
are-
haven't been to Prespas.
Oh.
It's on the
Oh,
list.
so-
It's
Yeah.
on the list.
So
but-
it's on Arkansas, the one on Arkansas in that little shopping center. And the other one is Corky's.
yeah,
we
love
do like
Corky's.
Corky's.
Yeah.
Corky's is so good.
Yeah.
That's my choice. You guys?
for me, it's mellow mushroom.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Mellow
mellow
mushroom is fun.
Yeah.
So
They have a really fun atmosphere. Like
Yeah.
I really like going there. It's big too. Like the first time I went there, I was like, "Whoa, this place is huge."
And you're going to look at the person who's going to say, yeah, I don't have a vote.
That's fine.
Well, and part of it is because I'm the vegan and because
okay.
I have dietary restrictions. And so
Right.
the very best pizza in Arlington is what I make
What
at
you
my
make at
house.
home.
Yeah.
That's the very best pizza is what I make at my
I
house.
bet it is good. So great. Is there anything else you guys want to add that we didn't touch on?
I just want to say that, what we do, we started doing this as a service for others, and as we suspected it would happen, it's also become a service for our volunteers and also especially a service for us, the ones that, try to make it happen for everybody else. And so it's the joy of my week on Thursdays.
I can imagine.
It's such a great thing to hear, like that not only has it impacted the people that you serve, but like the people that come to help, it's really like such a joy to them as well.
Even Spencer, her son, every once in a while we get a smile from him. Yeah.
Well, and I'm just going to say that my whole reason for reaching out and wanting to come and do this is because if there's just one person out there who listens to this, who knows someone, either whether it's personally or they just know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody, and we just get one more person that comes, then we will, any time that we've spent will have been a success.
I actually know someone that works in she works with people who have traumatic brain injuries. So like there may actually be someone that listens to this show now and goes, "Oh, I can point them in this direction."
And I also want to point out though, it's not just for those people because we do serve so many others. I would anyone that wants to join us.
And Karen, the recurring link for our Zoom meeting is on our
it's on our
website.
It's on our website.
It's on our website. Okay. So if there's somebody who's interested, if they go to musicalmemorysingers.org, it's a recurring link. It's the same link every week, so it's there.
Okay. And I see it's every Thursday at 10:30.
10:30 to 11 is the social time.
And then
11
11
to
to 12.
Everyone's chatting with each other.
Yeah.
11 to 12 we sing.
And we're an open group, so I mean, one thing I've noticed too, just me personally, by Thursday I'm run down, and when we go to this meeting, we start singing and we start, and it has just that effect to just brighten your day. Yeah. So we definitely welcome all to join. And what we've also seen is the caretaker and the person with Alzheimer's, it's that bonding time that they so rarely have, where they can just sit and enjoy, singing. So that's what's great about it.
Yeah, that's really great. Well, thank you guys so much for coming.
Yes,
we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Again, if you can donate or volunteer or just watch what they do, it's a real joy. So, and also I just want to make the point real quick that anybody can start these kinds of things, right? Like you guys were friends and came up with the idea, and before you know it, it's going. It's the same way we started this podcast. It's the same way a lot of things happen here in the city. So just if you have an idea, a nugget of an idea, talk to your friends. You can make anything happen.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm here with Paul Lovato, the owner of Jambo's BBQ. How are you today, sir?
Good. How you doing, John?
Doing well. So, how did Jambo's BBQ start?
Well, Jambo's BBQ was actually created by someone else, Jamie Gear, who's known as Jambo. That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
Jamie's a competition cooker, barbecue competition cooker. Been doing it for probably well over 30 years now.
Right.
He's won grand championships all over the country.
Right.
Well known for that, and now also for his barbecue pits that he sells to competition cookers because of the way they cook so well. So it was his idea. He just wanted to prove to himself that he could open up a restaurant and do it. He just didn't realize the time that a restaurant takes, and he would rather be building pits and doing competition cooks. So I kind of caught him at the right time, and I'd known him for a long time through another friend of mine, and just caught him at the right time, and actually went to ask him to open up one here in Arlington and kind of figure out a franchise way to do it or pay him that, and we talked about that. Or with my restaurant experience, I talked to him about maybe doing a regional chain. I said, we can go all over Texas if you want. I'll run it, and you can make all the money, and then you can pay me. And he came back the next day and said, why don't you just buy me out? So,
wow. Yeah, because right now, I don't know if you've seen any of them, but the Chef's Tables, the Netflix show, they have had the barbecue version of it now.
Sure.
And they did a Texas one, and it shows the time that these guys do take, men and women, to, you're not going to go overnight, you know, just because you have a name with the competition doesn't mean your restaurant's going to be booming through the roof.
No, Jamie knew I'd be a good steward to his name. We use his spices that were developed by him.
Mm-hmm.
That has a lot to do with the flavor of our food. You know, not saying you can just throw spice on the food and make it good, but the barbecue is a craft. It's a skill.
Exactly.
And you can't rush it, and it takes a little time. But my background with McDonald's and Subway, I've kind of issued in that style of where we can get it to where I can teach someone how to do it. Not anyone, obviously, but it can be taught to to people that have that knowledge of cooking, and then you got to instill the passion.
Right, the passion, the patience, the discipline with it. Yes, because it's a feel, and it's kind of almost a smell. Like you're using your other senses before you even use your taste buds.
Absolutely.
So right. So what is the method behind Jambo's barbecue?
I mean, the method as far as
like way it's cooked, the spice. I mean, you don't have to give all the spices away, but
our barbecue is pretty much a straight Texas style barbecue. Our briskets are salt, pepper, and garlic.
Right. And I had just had it for lunch. Very good.
Okay.
Right. Very good.
Now, you mentioned the chef's table.
Right.
One of the things that we do not do here is that we are not cooking on a stick burner.
Right.
Which means we're not here all night long shoveling coals into a burner. We do use a commercial smoker, but it does use wood.
Right.
So part of the key of that is the type of wood. And we do use pecan wood.
Right.
Probably all of the pecan that we've used ever since my inception of the restaurant has been locally sourced.
Right. So
I know a lot of people. I've made friends with some tree cutters. Made friends with some local developers who develop land for the property, and when they come across a pecan tree, they call me.
Right.
So it's not just being knocked down and torn away for a house. It's in a way being repurposed and not just going to the dump. So so we do use pecan wood, and that adds a different kind of flavor to the nuttier, sweeter taste that you can get to the wood. So
no, that makes sense. So the building you're in is on Division Street, which is Old Bankhead Highway, which you're right up the street from the top of the hill terrace, which people may know now as the Arlington Baptist College. It was a speakeasy back in the 30s. Yep. I believe this building that you're in now was a speakeasy at one point too, or
I'm not sure if it was a speakeasy when it started. The building we're sitting in right now is the oldest continuously run restaurant in the city of Arlington.
Wow.
It has been a restaurant since it was built in 1931. Wow. And it was called the Triangle Inn.
Right.
Now, speakeasy part of it, I'm not sure.
Right.
I know at that time it was associated with the Top of Hill Terrace, which was a speakeasy, brothel, and a casino.
Right.
And well before Vegas was Vegas. Well before anyone even thought of, before Bugsy, was it Bugsy Siegel? Yeah. Thought about Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So the casino was frequented by the famous and infamous.
Mm-hmm.
You went to the tour. There's
Bonnie and Clyde went there.
Bonnie and
Liberace, I believe they said Mae West.
Frank Sinatra, Howard Hughes, John Wayne, and then gangsters. Lucky Luciano, Al Capone, Benny Binion out of Dallas. And it was commonly known if they were down there gambling, they were sent down here to eat.
Right.
So those people have been, walking through the walls here, and probably, those stairs we just came up, that you just walked in the path of, those people, which is kind of cool. And then it was also known that, while they're down here, even if they wanted to continue to gamble, they were sent up here. We're in this room we're sitting in now, up above the restaurant. You can hear a train going by. You saw the view of the trains coming by, and there was gambling going on up here also.
Right. So you do have the pictures of the famous mobsters downstairs, and you also have a wall of trains. Now, a lot of people don't go really into the history of trains, but what can you tell us about this area?
Well, the tracks right here behind the building were originally what was called the interurban.
Right.
And that was public transportation between Dallas and Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. So it was used as such. I don't know how long it was used for that, but until freight took it over.
Right.
And then that kind of went away. And probably part of that had to do with the more highways coming in and more people getting independent with the travel with automobiles. But we also heard stories of that the interurban train would occasionally stop here at the end of the night, and the people working the train would come inside, eat, and they would actually spend the night up here.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a bathroom here.
There is a bathroom.
A shower, and they would occasionally spend the night here, and then they head out in the morning and start their run again.
Right.
With the public transportation.
Huh. A simpler time, I guess.
Yes.
Can't do that. So, speaking of the times we're in, we are in a pandemic. You guys are being very cautious downstairs. You're doing every other booth, and you're closing out part of your restaurant, but then you're also doing a lot of to-go stuff, which is very good. How has it been going, being open during a pandemic like this?
I've told people it's been like a blessing and a curse.
Right.
In the beginning, not really knowing what was going to happen with the economy and the hit the economy was going to take, I felt it was a blessing to be able to be deemed as a essential business. And having a staff that wanted to work.
Right.
And then the curse was keeping me up at night, wondering if I was doing wrong by my people, exposing them to the public.
Right.
Not sure what would happen if someone was gonna catch this deadly virus that this just it seemed like in the beginning you get it and you're dead.
Right. Because you're
the
kind of not catty corner directly, but right across is where the first Arlington case was in the retirement home.
And when that hit too, I pull up that morning. There's news cameras and everything, and then someone walked in and like, well, what are you going to do about that? And I'm like, well, that's not us. It's down the road. It was a real delicate balance of trying not to be defensive with customers, but at the same time, let them know that we are concerned about it. But also in the beginning too, my staff was concerned, like, what were we going to tell people? And I kind of said to them, well, we're already in a business that it doesn't do us good to get our customers sick.
Right, obviously.
So we've been kind of doing that for a long time now.
Yeah.
If you start getting your customers sick or killing off your customers because of your food, it's not good for business.
No.
So I said, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go above and beyond and do more than what we've done in the past, to do that. So it wasn't difficult for us the way we were set up here because we weren't a sit-down, wait at the table restaurant only, where a lot of our customers were already to-go customers. And so we just shut down the lobbies and ordered more to-go stuff and took off running. The first week was very dismal, and I thought to myself, a couple more weeks of this and we will shut the doors.
Right.
Then this cry came out over the internet, and that we need to support these local people, and my pessimistic part of me said, well, we'll see if people put their money where their mouth is, and they really did.
Right.
At least my experience here was, our business was actually very good.
Right.
I was able to pay my employees, pay the bills, and keep the doors open, and so far we've done that.
Right. Yeah, I've seen the outcry in Arlington alone. We say it every podcast to make sure to eat local and drink local and go rediscover your city, and that's exactly what I've seen people do. And all the mom and pop, the quote unquote mom and pop places, because they're not huge franchises, have been doing very well. Some did, in fact, close for a couple of weeks just to again ride it out. See
when you're mom and pop, you don't have a lot of capital. You don't have 50 other locations around the country that you can rely on to keep your business going. And it was always a concern, being back down to only one restaurant. This is what we relied on, and like I've done in the past with whether it was competition moving in or whatever. When my staff would get concerned, I'm like, we're just gonna continue to do what we've always done.
Right.
You guys are fantastic at customer service. You take care of our customers. You take care of them quickly, and we have a great product.
Right.
And we just got to stand behind that, and we did. And so far, we've done okay.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you also recently helped give 300 meals to first responders. How important do you feel is giving back to the community and then also help bringing the community together like that?
I think it was very important.
Yeah.
The comments from especially the police that were here that day really struck home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. They're risking their lives every day coming out, doing their job in general.
Oh, they were, and it was, and when I had a chance to speak to them, we were very busy that day. But when I had an opportunity for a one-on-one, they were just like, you just have no idea the atmosphere that we're under, and they would explain, it has nothing to do with the city, it has nothing to do with our department, but just our morale is so down because of what people in general think of us.
Right.
And they were just to get a free meal, they were just so thrilled.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. No, that's amazing.
So it was a really, really unique day.
Yeah.
It was, the staff, we just really enjoyed it, and just the appreciation that we received from it was really special.
I did see some of those on Twitter, the replies and the responses, and it was just overwhelming.
Yep.
Like you said, they could thank you enough is not good enough.
It was more than enough.
Yes.
I mean, we you can tell how we feel about it. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I had a chance to speak to someone in the APD about the time the protests were happening, and they did seem a little down, but they did want to let people know that they are here for them. They're not here against them.
I mean, these people are they're people.
Right. Exactly.
They are their brothers and sisters, their mothers and fathers, their sons and daughters.
Right.
And to just to be persecuted for the actions of a few is tough.
Exactly.
So and you could see it on them.
Right.
You could see it on them, and then they just said, this is really special, just for just what a meal means to us.
Exactly.
So it was quite a special thing. So.
Yeah. So your menu has everything from a family plans that go from 4 people to 13 people, and then you have the jumbo Texan that looks like it alone could feed 4 people.
Yeah.
So
it's a big sandwich, kind of like a sampler sandwich. I believe that's when Jamie put that on the menu, that was all the meats that he cooked.
Right.
I've since put turkey on the menu.
Right.
I didn't want to add turkey to that sandwich. I wanted to keep it the original sandwich. It's like you don't want to mess with the Big Mac, so you just leave it as it is. And,
of course.
But it's like a sampler. So I tell people all the time, if you leave hungry, it's your own fault.
Right, because you even offer desserts. You got puddings, you got cobbler, which is barbecue staples, I believe.
Absolutely.
So you have to have that. And then your mac and cheese is not just regular mac and cheese; it's white cheddar mac and cheese.
It is.
And I just had that, and that was delicious. So
Yeah.
So we have a segment on the show called Terminal Toppings. We're trying to find the best pizza place in Arlington. I know you own a barbecue place, but what's your favorite pizza place in Arlington?
Golly. I have started getting my pizzas from Papa Murphy's.
Ah, okay.
Because I'll take them home and cook them on the grill.
Right. Oh, you grill them. Okay.
Growing up born and raised on the south side of Chicago.
Okay.
I don't want to say I'm a pizza expert, but
they know a little bit about pizza out there.
I know good pizza when I say, at least from my opinion.
Right.
And getting their thin crust pizza and cooking it on a grill, it gives it that great taste that I miss that I haven't been able to find here in Arlington. So
okay.
Yeah, I know there's some really good local places out there. I see a lot on the Arlington Foodies page, and I haven't been able to go try them out. But I know that's not a pizza place. It's a chain, but
But hey, it's a new way of cooking pizzas. I mean, there are some people that do the wood fire.
Yeah,
and
right after that would be Prespaz over in Doward in the Garden. Just solid Italian food, and their pizzas are that's a go-to place.
Right. Somebody was telling us about Blaze the other day too. I still haven't been there, but I hear the way they do their pizzas is very good as well.
Yeah.
So if people want to follow your adventures on social media and then also order some food in case they just want to take it to go and they don't want to swing it by, how can they do so?
They would just go to our webpage at jambosbbq.com.
There we go.
And right there on the front page, there's a link to order online.
Mm-hmm.
They pay for it, and it's ready when they walk in the door. We have a sign outside that offers curb service. So if they want to order it online, it's already paid for. Pull up, call the phone number. We're outside. I'm John. I'm here for my order, and we'll walk it out to them.
Perfect.
We started the curb service right away during the pandemic. I thought it was an important thing to do, and we had kind of done it every once in a while. We'd have regulars who are handicapped,
yes,
and they would pull up and they'd know our number and they'd call us, and they're regulars, and we'd bring it out to their car. So again, it was a concept that we were familiar with, and it wasn't that big a deal to initiate, and any way we can when people call me, they pull up and they see the curb service sign. Can I order outside? Yes, you can. You can pay for it now. You can pay for it on the phone. I'll come out and give the money, or you can come in and pay.
Right.
Whatever you're comfortable with. That's what we try to do. Is whatever you're comfortable with as far as getting food.
Right. I feel like everybody needs to do that now.
Sure.
Make sure to come out and eat local. So, Paul, thank you very, very much for your time, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much to all of our guests today. Everybody that comes on the show, we always appreciate. And, of course, the Musical Memory Singers of Arlington. Check them out. They have a website. They have social media presence. And now this is something that you can do remotely. It's great for family members that have dementia. It's sweet. It's wholesome. They were great people. And, of course, thank you to all our guests. And don't forget to
go out, eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the Downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.